1 week in Poland. News, comments, events, everything you need to know about the country you live in. Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode of 1 Week in Poland, the information service made in IMI Radio, which brings you through the most important news of the last 7 days. My name is Fabio Turco, I am an Italian journalist living and working in Warsaw, and as usual I would like to start with a couple of words about how this broadcast works. The first part of the show is dedicated to the general news of the week, what's happened in Poland in the last 7 days. I will tell you through an accurate selection from the main media outlets. The second part is more focused on the news about Warsaw, and here I will give you some advices about how you can enjoy your weekend in the capital city. So, if you are ready, and I bet you are ready, we can start, and probably, you know, the most important news of last week, you know it. It has been a tragic week for Poland, especially for the southwestern part of the country hit by a tragic flood. The Boris cyclone that has raged in the last week in Central Europe has caused strong and incessant storms from Thursday to Monday in the voivodeship of Lower Silesia, Opole and Silesia. As a result, rivers have risen well above warning levels, flooding villages, cities and the countryside. The break of a dam in the town of Stronie Śląskie has swept away a large part of the town and then headed towards the town of Wądek-Zdrój and towards Kłodzko, which have suffered the same fate. In total, there are 7 victims of this wave of bad weather. The damage is incalculable. The government led by Donald Tusk has declared a state of disaster for the affected areas. To help the flood victims, billions of zlotys were promised, also thanks to the help of the European Union. The most affected area is the so-called Kłodzko Valley in the southern part of Lower Silesia, on the border with Czech Republic, which was also seriously affected by the flood. For days, there were fears that the flooding of the Odra river could submerge the city of Wrocław, as happened in 1997, in what was called the Flood of the Millennium. This time it went differently, also thanks to the infrastructure built in the recent years. The most important is the Racibórz Dolny water basin in the lower side of the Odra, which allowed millions of tons of water to be collected and thus lowered the level of the river. The efforts made by the citizens of many cities and villages were heroic. We have seen the citizens of Nysa, Oława, Byszek Dolny, Wrocław and many other places working tirelessly during the night to reinforce the river banks, men, women, elderly and children. Political controversy were inevitable. The opposition accused Donald Tusk of having downplayed the forecast in the days before the tragedy. President Andrzej Duda accused the government of not being able to manage the emergency. It must be said, however, that last Saturday the Prime Minister was in the flooded areas together with the crisis unit, and already on Monday 60,000 soldiers were at work together with heavy vehicles to rescue the population. However, it seems inevitable that once the emergency is over, the time will come to analyze whether the coordination of the relief efforts worked properly. Another aspect of these turbulent days was the large amount of disinformation that made it even more difficult to understand what was happening. Fake news about the stability of the dams, the number of missing and victims certainly did not help. But if you want to help, then you have the possibility to do it. Almost every city council is organizing gatherings of products of first necessity and money for the flooded areas, for the people affected by the flood. So I warmly suggest to go on the website of your city council and find the coordinates and certificated associations to help sending money or sending products. I warmly suggest always to follow only the certificated associations. And now we change news. We switch to another page. We switch to politics. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has put forward Polish lawyer Piotr Serafin as the next European Union budget commissioner. Von der Leyen made the announcement on Tuesday as she presented the proposed new lineup of the European Commission, the European Union's executive body, following the European election held in June. She said that Serafin, as the new European Commissioner for Budget, Anti-Fraud and Public Administration, would report directly to her, a move meant to raise his standing among the other commissioners. According to her, Serafin will focus on preparing the European Union's next long-term budget. On the X platform on Tuesday, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk expressed satisfaction with Serafin's nomination. A strong portfolio for Polish Commissioner Piotr Serafin, budget, public administration and fighting fraud, Tusk wrote, or to put it simply, money, personal and what we like most. The proposed new European commissioners will now have to be approved by the European Parliament. Serafin was Deputy Foreign Minister in the Donald Tusk government in 2010-2014 and the Chief Aide to Tusk when the latter was President of the European Council in the years between 2014-2019. Felician Andrzejczak, and this is really sad news, the lead vocalist of Budka Suflera music band from 1982 to 1983 and famous for songs such as Jolka Jolka Pamiętasz, has died at the age of 76 after a long illness. Krzysztof Cugowski, who performed for many years with Andrzejczak, affectionately known as Felek, announced the singer's death on social media. Dear Felek, my friend, just a moment ago we were standing on the stage together. I have no words to say goodbye to you. Rest in peace. My heart is broken. To your family, my deepest condolences, wrote the artist. Felician Andrzejczak had been battling a serious illness for years. Andrzejczak initially performed with the legendary Polish band Budka Suflera, where he introduced the ballad Jolka Jolka Pamiętasz, the nostalgic song Czas Ołowiu, and the hit Czas Komety, which he performed with Ursula. Later he toured with Budka Suflera as a special guest. He was also well recognized by a slightly younger audience. The artist eagerly appeared on the rock stage at Poland's Przystanek Woodstock Festival, modeled after the original American Woodstock Festival organized by hippies in the late 1960s. The iconic hit, performed thousands of times by Felician Andrzejczak, was widely recognized not only in Poland but also beyond its borders. The song has had many international versions. Yolka Yolka, Do You Remember Summer of Dreams? This is how the classic hit sounds in a new, slightly refreshed international version. Andrzejczak also sang with the jazz group Exit and achieved solo success at festival in Opole. In 1985, he won the Gold Pearl with Amber Award for the song Trzeci Akt. In 1987, he presented Eccentricness Dance to the Opole audience. In 1988, he sang the hit Siedem Noce, and the following year he performed Nie zmarnuj szans. The song Noc Marzeń, which he performed, was also quite popular in the 80s. He released several albums, including Świat miłować in 1997, Zauroczenia in 2002, Biegnę jak maratończyk in 2009, and Czas przypływu in 2014. In 2005, Felicia Andrzejczak joined other artists in the charitable project Pokonamy Fail to aid the victims of the devastating Indian Ocean tsunami that primarily affected Indonesia, Sumatra, Sri Lanka, India and Thailand. In recent years, Felician Andrzejczak did not shy away from collaborating with younger musicians. He handled modern melodies exceptionally well in a duet with the rapper Miłosz. And now we switch to the last news of the first part of 1 week in Poland. As usual is one news related to the sport. This is a good news. Poland's Magdalena Frank, tennis player, has won the Guadalajara Open hardcore tennis tournament in Mexico to claim her first career single title. The Pole, who is ranked world number 43 by the Women's Tennis Associations, defeated Australian qualifier Olivia Gadecki 7-6, 6-4 in the championship match. Australian Open fourth round, the final in Prague, and the title here. It's the most amazing year of my career for sure, Frank said after the victory. I'm super proud about my achievement this year. It's really amazing, she added, as quoted by WTA on its website. Hard work from the previous years is paying off right now, and I'm so glad about this. I will try to keep this momentum going, she also said. Frank became the fourth Polish woman to win a singles title this century after Agnieszka Radwanska, Magda Linette, and current world number one, of course, Iga Świątek. The 26 years old is set to climb to number 32 in the world, a new career high when the WTA updates its ranking on Monday. Frank, in July, reached the final of the Prague Open clay court tournament in the Czech Republic, where she was overpowered by countrywoman Magda Linette. The championship match in Prague marked Frank's first WTA singles final too. And this was the last news of the first part of 1 week in Poland. Now we have a musical break, and this week I would say that the musical break is dedicated to Felicia Andrzejczak, Budka Suflera's song Jolka Jolka Pamiętasz. So enjoy the song, and in a couple of minutes we come back with the second part of 1 week in Poland. Enjoy!
Jolka, Jolka, pamiętasz lato ze snu, gdy pisałaś tak mi źle? Urwij się choćby zaraz, coś ze mną zrób, nie zostawiaj tu samym, no nie. Żebrząc wciąż o benzynę, gnałem przez noc, silnik rzęził ostatkiem sił, aby być znowu w tobie, śmiać się i kląć w Wszystko było tak proste wtedy. Dziecko spało za ścianą, czujne jak ptak. Niechaj Bóg wyprostuje mu sny. Powiedziałaś, że nigdy aż tak słodkie były jak krew twoje łzy. Wciąż spadało, nie mogą spać. Mąż tam w świecie za funtem odkładał funt na Toyotę przepiękną aż strach. Mąż twój wierny, porządek i pełne szkło. Narzeczoną miał kiedyś jak sen. Z autobusem Arabu zdradziła go. Nigdy nie był już sobą, o nie.
Jolka, pamiętasz, budka suflera. Welcome back to the second part of 1 week in Poland, the part of the show dedicated to Warsaw. This is the part where I give you news related to the capital city, and I give you some advice what you can do during the weekend. So this week I want to start reading to you one interesting article I found on daily Gazeta Wyborcza, and this article is related to a problem that we are facing, or we start to increasingly to face, not only Warsaw but also in the whole Europe, and this is the problem of the increasing of apartments given to Airbnb and similar platforms instead to the people living in the city. And okay, so we can start, and I can read you this article. It's quite long, but I think it's quite interesting. It says, for every 100 new apartments delivered in Warsaw, 20 new offers appeared simultaneously on platforms such as Airbnb. Since 2019, there have been as much as 1/3 more short-term rental properties. Short-term rentals in Warsaw are characterized by a high level of professionalization, with agencies managing apartments playing a key role. The offer is strongly concentrated in the city center, and various factors such as the ratio of potential income from short-term and long-term rentals herald a further increase in this trend in central districts, comment Dr. Krzysztof Giodi, analyst at the Lab UW. He adds this certainly limits the availability of premises for residents. Agency DELAB, commissioned by the City Hall, prepared a report on short-term rentals in Warsaw. Comparing this report with another one realized in 2019, the conclusions are very alarming. They show that the market quickly recovered after the pandemic, and there was a large increase in offers of short-term rental apartments. In February 2019, there were over 6.3 thousand of them. In February 2024, there were over 9.6 thousand on Airbnb and a similar short-term rental portal, FRBO. To this should be added 4.4 thousand offers on booking.com, which were not on either Airbnb or VRBO. The actual size of the market exceeds our results based on the platforms, admitted the authors of the lab report. It also shows that the short-term rental has nothing to do with the sharing economy, as it is often presented. 86% of offers are entire apartments, not individual rooms. In addition, 74% belong to entities managing at least 4 premises. In Warsaw, short-term rentals are also highly concentrated. 3/4 of the offers are located within a 5-kilometer radius of Centrum metro station. In Śródmieście, this is 3.5% of all housing stock, and in the whole Warsaw, 0.7%. The average apartment on Airbnb and VRBO achieved revenues of 40,000 Polish zloty in 2023. Potential earnings significantly exceeded the revenues from long-term rentals in central or well-connected districts, Śródmieście, Wola, Ochota, Praga Północ, which is an incentive for further growth in offer in these districts, we read in the report. Will Warsaw cope with short-term rentals? The mayor of Śródmieście, Aleksander Ferenc, of Civic Coalition, tells to Wyborcza that he has not received any complaints from residents who live next to premises rented out for short periods. However, he does not rule out that they are directed directly to administrators. I am aware of the inconveniences that may result from such rentals, he admits. Alexander Ferenc added that a meeting of mayor of the central districts of Central European capital took place in Warsaw some time ago. Among other things, the topic of short-term rentals was raised there. In Śródmieście, in comparison with other capitals in this part of Europe, this is not such a total problem. It is most noticeable in the central part of Prague in Czech Republic. However, I know that this phenomenon is also getting worse here. Short-term rentals are associated with, among other things, a decrease in the number of people registered in the city center. The district is experiencing negative effects due to this, and this also burdens our infrastructure, he explains. The city leaders present at the meeting agreed that the phenomenon must be regulated. Restrictions are needed, but local governments don't have the tools to do it. We are counting on pan-European solutions, states Mayor Ferenc. Monica Beut, spokeswoman for the city office, said short-term rental will intensify because since the income from it is much higher than from long-term rental, apartment owners will switch from one form to the other. This means that the offer for ordinary residents will be smaller and smaller. They are already being pushed out of central districts to the outskirts of the city, comments Miko Waipaja, housing expert of the Miasto Jest Nasze Association. He cites the example of Gdansk, where it happens that most of the apartments in a building in the tourist part of the city are short-term rentals. And this was a good part of the article written and published in Gazeta Wyborcza. I advise, if you are interested, to look for it. The topic is interesting. I think it affects almost it affects all of us actually in a way or in another. And now a public service information. Tomorrow, Sunday, September 22, remember that tomorrow is, as every year, the Car Free Day 2024. So, as every year, it's a part of European Mobility Week. People are encouraged to leave their cars in the garage of Parking It. And the tickets provided, the tickets of the public transportation service in Warsaw, ZTM, will be free of charge. So since midnight to midnight of to 22nd of September for the entire day. So remember, don't obliterate the ticket tomorrow. And a similar initiative was made by Koleje Mazowieckie Company, which provides a railway service in the region, in Mazovian region. Tomorrow, as today, Car Free Day at KM at Koleje Mazowieckie, there will be a non-tariff special offer, so the travelers will be able to travel free of charge on Koleje Mazowieckie trains, Koleje Mazowieckie buses on the Modlin Airport section, and on replacement bus services organized by the company. So be aware, always read at the bus stop, at the tram stop, at the train station, the announcement, and remember that tomorrow don't pay for the ticket. Now we go to the part dedicated to the advice for this week. I have actually two advice for you. They are both for today, actually. The first one at Club Praga Centrum in Szwedzka Street 2/4, starting at 10 p.m. The concert by Netsky, or Netsky, actually. Belgian DJ and producer Boris Dainen, known to the general public as Netsky, one of the fastest growing artists of the drum and bass scene. Since his first releases in 2009, he has joined the ranks of Hospital Records, with whom he was associated during the most important years of his activity. Just a few months after his first release for the Drum and Bass Arena Awards, he was nominated in the category Best Upcoming Producer. His music has spread around the world at a breakneck speed, and his characteristic liquid funk sound has evolved significantly. In 2018, Netsky, looking for his way, stopped for a longer period in Los Angeles, where he signed an important contract with Republic Records, establishing a cooperation with David Guetta, Lil Wayne, Aloe Black, Rihanna, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé. And the second advice is, as I said, today at 6 p.m. at Club Niebo. He's here behind IMI Radio, ulica Nowy Świat 21, starting 6 p.m. Concert by C-Rose. C-Rose is the pseudonym of Alec Ducart, a singer and guitarist from the Pacific West. His intimate, subdued and uplifting debut album Guard Dog was released independently in 2022 and quickly found its audience, who were already sharing snippets of his music via the TikTok platform. With no specific expectation as to where he wanted the music to go, the album was warmly received and received significant endorsement from artists such as Etta Kane and Gracie Abrams, both of whom he has since performed with as support on tours. This was the second advice, the last advice for today, for this week. Thank you very much to stay with me, with IMI Radio. Stay with us because we have a long afternoon ahead. At 2 p.m. Natalie Che shooting backstage. So stay connected. I leave you with a song. Bye bye!
Ta dziewczyna z naprzeciwka modli się co noc. Nie wierzy w nic, w żadną magiczną moc. Nie wierzy w nic, w żadną magiczną moc. Czerwone w oknach ma firanki, jedna na cały blok. Ta dziewczyna z naprzeciwka je tabletki na sen. Nie może spać, ogląda życie jak sen. Nie może spać, ogląda życie jak sen. Ostatnio często ją tu widzę, kiedy wychodzi z psem. U miasta myśli o niej, kiedy zasypia i gdy budzi się co dzień. U miasta myśli o niej, kiedy zasypia i gdy budzi się co dzień. Ta dziewczyna z naprzeciwka życie dobrze zna. Lubi to samo co ja, 4 pancernych i psa. To samo co ja, 4 pancernych i psa. Kiszoną z worka jej kapustę, śpi do późna jak ja. Ta dziewczyna z naprzeciwka 7 grzechów ma. Przez 7 dni swe serce dzieli na 2. Przez 7 dni swe serce dzieli na 2. Mokry od deszczu w przedpokoju wisi jej czarny płaszcz. U miasta myśli o niej, kiedy zasypia i gdy budzi się co dzień. U miasta myśli o niej, kiedy zasypia i gdy budzi się co dzień. Myśli o niej, kiedy zasypia i gdy budzi się co dzień. U miasta myśli o niej, kiedy zasypia i gdy budzi się co dzień. U miasta myśli o niej, kiedy zasypia i gdy budzi się co dzień. pół miasta myśli o niej. Kiedy za